Hello everyone, this is Aishwarya Naidu working as assistant professor in KGRL College of PG courses. Today I am going to say about characteristics of organizations. Organizations are designed to achieve mission and strategies, and these organizations should meet the needs of mission and strategies. And these organizations include some external environmental factors like social, technical, economic, political, and natural. And these organizations should possess the characters that makes the organizations adaptable to the requirements of mission and strategy achievement. And here we have some characteristics of organizations, and those include: first one, simplicity; second, flexibility; third, clear lines of authority; fourth, minimum number of levels; fifth, consideration of business process re-engineering initiatives; and sixth one, emphasis on output rather than on procedure. So these are the some of the characteristics of organizations. Now we shall discuss each of these characteristics of organizations. In that first one, simplicity. In simplicity, organization structure should be simple as possible, and the relationship and lines of command among various organs or parts should be kept and at the minimum level, and the procedures and formalities for communications and contacts among individuals should also be at minimum level. So here in simplicity we should maintain all aspects at the minimum level, so that is called as simplicity. And second one, flexibility. In flexibility, the internal and external environmental conditions in the organizations functions are dynamic and ever changing, and the dynamic internal environmental factors include the people and technology. Almost all the external environmental factors including stakeholders or dynamic, and the proactive and reactive adaptable to the needs of the environmental forces. As such, the important characteristics of organizations should be flexible. So in organization, everything should be flexible according to the people, and this is about flexibility. And third, clear lines of authority and responsibility. Here in organizations, the structure should be very clear, and the responsibility, accountability connecting various jobs or positions vertically and horizontally from the top to bottom. So here everything should be from top to bottom, that means horizontal to vertical, and the positions and roles must be top to bottom. And line of responsibility and authority indicates the expected contributions from each employee and the levels within the given authority. And the lines of authority and responsibility should be clear, should be very clear, but yet they have to provide some flexibility and relationship among various jobs. And we have different situations like teamwork, and they may be need some modified relations among jobs or employees. The lines of authority and responsibility also provide for lines of accountability. It means the lines of authority will provide some responsibility regarding accountability. So this is about clear lines of authority. And fourth one, minimum number of levels. So here organization should have minimum number of levels. Why? In order to provide some direct access of lower level managers to the top level managers. So for that purpose, here the organization structure should have minimum number of levels, okay, to provide direct access to lower level managers to the top level managers. And direct access of lower level managers with the top level provides firm for quick decision making and intensive discussion among managers at different levels. So for that purpose, this minimum number of level is one of the characteristic in organization. And next comes to fifth point, Consideration of business process re-engineering initiatives. Here, the organization structure should consider some business process re-engineering, team building, and other such modern management initiatives. In fact, modern management initiatives need flexible and virtual links and network among various jobs. So, for that purpose, this process of re-engineering initiatives is taken. And next, emphasis on output rather than procedures. Here, globalization and information technology has brought some shifts in competition and thereby in management principles. Consequently, businesses now emphasize on outcome or strategy achievement rather than on following procedures. So everyone will emphasize on outcome or strategy achievement. Therefore, organization should be structured based on requirement of strategy implementation. So this is used for the strategy implementation when the organization structure is having some requirement. So this is about characteristics of organizations. Now we will discuss about nature of organization. Organization is establishing relationships and networking among various parts. So it will establish some relationships among various parts or organs. It is formalized intentional structure or networking among roles and positions. Here it is a structure of networking, some roles and positions. However, the relationships among parts can be formal or informal. So it may be formal or informal organization. So organizations can be formal and informal. In formal organization, it refers to intentional structure of roles in an enterprise. In fact, informal structures should also be flexible in order to enable employees to contribute their resources and to achieve some organizational goals. Whenever we are giving some flexibility to the employees, automatically we can achieve some organizational goals. In informal organization, according to Chester Barnard, refers to any joint personal activity without conscious joint purpose, even though contributing to joint results. And according to Keith Davies, he described informal organization as a network of personal and social relations, and it is not established or required by the formal organizations, but it is arising spontaneously as people associate with one another. Means here, with the help of communication, here the some association is going on. Thus, informal relationships are not necessarily appeared in the organization. For example, the system administrator, human resource manager, and accounting assistant establish some relationship based on their personal interest. So, this relationship would help them in their formal jobs. So, this is informal organization. Next comes to organization's principles. Here, organizations are designed and structured based on certain principles. That includes first one, principle of objective. Here, the organization will establish some specific mission, purpose, and objective, like constructing buildings for profit. So, every organization goal is to get some profits or to reach their goals. That is first principle, principle of objective. And second one, principle of specialization and division of labor. Here the organization activities are divided into departments and units. So here they are divided into two parts, one is department and one is units, and tasks of each employee may be assigned with each task. So according to that department and according to that unit, the work is distributed to the each employee. To fulfill that, they have to fulfill that task, and employees can specialize in that activity. So they have to they should have some specialized candidates for that activity. This is about principle of specialization and division of labor. Okay, next, third, principle of coordination. Here all the activities, units and departments should be coordinated with the organization's objectives and purpose and mission. Here everyone should be coordinated, either in departments or in units. Everyone should be coordinate and should work coordinately with the given activities to reach their mission or objective. And this is about principle of coordination. Next, principle of co-equal authority and responsibility. So here authority and responsibility are equally delegated. So both are equally delegated in organization, otherwise subordinate may misuse authority. So if more authority than required to discharge the responsibility is delegated, so we have to see authority and responsibility in a equal manner, otherwise the subordinate will misuse that authority. Alternatively, the subordinate can't discharge responsibility if responsibility is more than the authority, so the subordinate cannot reach to the responsibility if the authority is more. Okay, so this is about principle of co-equal authority and responsibility. Next one, span of control. Span of control is number of subordinates that can be managed efficiently by a superior. Here many number of subordinates will be there, but only it should be managed by only one superior. So whenever more subordinates is there, it is very difficult to manage by one superior, but we should manage by the one superior. And here the span should be optimum depending upon the organizational requirements. So here we have to take the number of subordinates according to the work requirement, and that should be managed by only one superior. That is span of control. Next, principle of continuity. Here organizations should continue their operations. Why we have to continue the operations? We cannot stop the organization. We have to continue the organizations through their operations. Therefore they should be flexible and responsive to the environmental changes, but it should be very flexible, and at the same time it should be very responsible to the environmental changes. This is principle of continuity. And next one, principle of teamwork. Here the purpose of organization is to achieve its mission. Here every organization goal is to achieve their mission. Achieving mission, strategy and goal efficiently is possible through collaborative work of a team of people, even though the organization is departmentalized. The organization is divided into departments and units, but even though they have to coordinate and should work in a team spirit, then only the organization can reach their mission. This is about principle of teamwork. Next, principles of efficiency. Here organizations should be designed in such a way that they should perform their activities with least cost and achieve highest return. So everyone will expect that they should perform with least cost of activities, but they want output should be very high, and therefore organizations should perform most efficiently. Whenever we want more profits, we have to work hard and we have to perform efficiently manner.